is an LTX Enterprises production. The Falls Count Everywhere podcast would like to mention our friends at the following: the Searcher and Hide podcast, for mind-intriguing discussions about wrestling, movies, Bigfoot, aliens, and everything in between. To look no further than the Searcher and Hide podcast. You can find the Searcher and Hide podcast on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other platforms. Go check them out today. And Outside the Ring STL, join Shaft and General Vader along with others who share their love for professional wrestling as they talk about the recent shows from the major wrestling companies, all independent promotions from around the St. Louis area, and even talk about great moments in St. Louis professional wrestling history. Find them on Facebook at Outside the Ring STL. Get ready for episode number 31 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast, featuring legendary professional wrestling manager and Midwest Independent Wrestling Hall of Famer, Al Stevens. This podcast is scheduled for one episode where falls count everywhere. We thank all of you joining us for tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Before we get underway, we pay honor, tribute, and respect to the greatest nation in the world as we play our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, that ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the and the home of the brave.
good evening, everybody. It is your Thursday night ritual right here on the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. It is episode number 31. Tonight we're featuring one of the greatest managers to come across the Midwest, starting in the mid 80s and worked his way through the 90s and some into even the next millennium. But we've got the great Al Stevens with us here this evening, and we'll get him on here in about a few minutes or so. But I just want to take my time to say thank you, everybody, for joining us here tonight. My name is Rough Cut Rick Ruby, one of your co-hosts here for this podcast. And on the other side here, we've got a guy I really should have fired after last. And you know what I'm talking about, Mr. GQ Matthew Wayne Schuyler.
I didn't do nothing. You didn't see me posted on the show. That was Jason Halbert.
Mm-hmm. Well,
hold on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show everybody what let's try that one more time now. I'm a little flustered because I like our guest tonight for once. Yeah. So I'm just going to show nobody on here has really seen you with the blonde hair. Okay. So here we go. It's time to show the picture of Rough Cut Rick Ruby when he was Rock and Roll Rick Ruby.
Oh, well, whoa. Wait a minute.
That's not it. You got to look the other way, Ruby. It's over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not it. That looks like it's going to kill plants in the morning because of frost. But anyway, let's change that. Is this? That's definitely not it either. Look at that. Look at the. That's an afro. What?
Now that's the true sharp dressed man right there. Boom, ching.
Yeah, and definitely like, what the heck? No. No.
Well,
no. Nobody wants that.
That's
AEW go down the toilet in a hurry there.
Oh my goodness, no. Oh,
wait a minute.
Wait.
Again? No.
We're at Wendy's. Might want a little dessert.
I wonder how long it's going to take before it gets back to either of us. It'd probably get back to me. I'll take the heat, but it's our show, so we all should take the heat for that one.
Yep. Hey, you know what, GQ? I did not know that you actually in the marketing for food and drink. Did you know that? Someone actually had. Apparently, there's a logo that's got your endorsement on it here. Just want to show everybody what it is. There you go. That's what I got today. I wonder if it tastes as good as it.
I'm sorry, Dave. Ruby, you got ugly every day. Okay, so you didn't just get that today. You got ugly.
Somebody froze. Don't freeze on me.
Ugly every day.
They say don't freeze on me. Don't freeze on me.
I don't.
Are you good?
No, who it was? I don't know one.
I know. It looked like you were lagging just a tad on here. So, are you okay now?
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. What else can I kill in here?
Yeah. Well, who knows? I don't know. Maybe he will. I mean, we welcome everybody to. We welcome everybody here. So
I would love that, Jason.
Yeah. Boy, we're just coming across some other some issues here. GQ is freezing up again, and I guess he got on. I guess his clients got on him to actually they need payment, so he doesn't have a good service. So anyway, anybody? Well, let's just put this up here because we will have eventually people who would want to call in. We've actually got, all of our viewers are from Facebook here. Apparently, there's no one on no one on Twitch today from Twitch. Not usually from YouTube, but hopefully that will change. But yeah,
you should have one or two on YouTube.
Yeah, well, usually there is one, but you know. It is what it is. But hey, I do want to let everybody know. Coming up here, we're let everybody know. that this is upcoming a week from Saturday. Some big news here for MMWA. This is their homecoming. I will be part of this event. To my knowledge, it is sold out. So there are no more tickets available because they had to sell them in advance or at the door. Capacity rules due to the whole COVID situation here. They only allowed to sell a certain amount of tickets. And from my understanding is that they are sold out, unless if I'm told differently by the powers that be down at South Broadway Athletic Club.
And that's the thing, is like South Broadway, we know the numbers are usually in there, and we know it's just going to be sad just to see it. I'm not saying that they couldn't draw it. They could. In a heartbeat. But just because it's still the COVID restrictions you guys still got there in St. Louis and everything, it's just sad that they're not able to fill that place like they should and would have normally.
Right. And then we're going to also, in a couple of weeks from that, is this. April 24th for ACW down at the Elks Lodge at St. Clair, where I am actually featured in the heavyweight championship main event there.
I'll be there. I'll probably throw tomatoes at your green butt. Which, by the way, with us doing all this kind of shows, you do know, like, if you ever wore your gear, don't do it in front of a green screen, right?
Yeah, now I know. But I
almost uploaded a video from that too, just so you know. I
know. But the promo that I had, or at least the showdown I had, was a signing with El Magnifico. If you notice, he didn't have any lettuce in his taco hat. So, so I wasn't one missing. I wasn't the only one missing on that. And then the day after, which I will not be part of, but of course I will be presenting this, because it is in the area, CHWA From the Ashes down in Centerville, Illinois, on Sunday, April 25th. Doors open at 2, bell times at 2:30. $10 for adults, $5 for kids. And, of course, masks are going to be required at all these events from what I understand. And probably next week we'll start getting into a little bit more. Well, maybe in a couple weeks here, but we're going to talk about the Grand Brawl and all that. And hopefully we're going to get a guest maybe a couple days before that event from WPW. We want to showcase that, or showcase someone's career, and also push the event.
I think we should have Jason Halbert. He's the best there. So,
And that's another thing I'm kind of wondering. Why are you so in trying to endorse PYT so bad? I mean, are they giving you like empty promises or something? I mean, why? I just want to know. Did you check the chat there, GQ?
I don't know how somebody thought. I don't think the picture was moving. It's not, absolutely not. It's April Fool's. Ain't nobody wants to see that. Nope. Ain't ever.
Yeah. But I think we're done. I think not much is not. I've had a very busy day that I'm deserving of this. I've actually went to the gym twice today. Yes, I did work out both times. So if you want to be somewhat smart about it, but getting ready to squash Purple Passion on April 10th in about 3 minutes. So I don't care either way. It's a done deal to begin with. So, and we're going to move on because we want to get I am super excited for our guest tonight. I know you are too, GQ. And we're going to get the music queued up and get him, try to get him online here.
I'm looking at the chat, and
I know. That's why I said we're moving on. All right.
I need a drink now.
Yeah. Well, I've already got mine. But our featured guest of the evening started his love for professional wrestling at a very young age, but did not get started in the business until the mid-'80s. And commentator, his most famous role is one of the greatest heel managers in the bi-state area, guiding some of the legendary names from the St. area to championship success. Tonight we reflect back on the notable highlights of his career. So everyone in Falls Count everywhere cyberspace, give a round of applause for the one and only Al Stevens.
Hello there.
Hey Al, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. How about yourself there, Rough Cut?
Hey, not too bad. Not too bad. Man,
One of the best managers from this area ever.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And he still ruined it, and we still can't eat in some places in Hannibal still to this day.
Here we go with Hannibal again.
Oh my gosh, there you go. So Al Stevens is with us here tonight. Al. So it's kind of funny though, and I will tell this story here just real quick because I wanted to make sure that Al was somehow featured in this format here tonight, coming on camera with us and with the microphone. We almost thought it wasn't going to happen. So we find an ironic thing here being April Fool's Day, like less than an hour from the show, or like even 40 minutes from the show it happened. We finally got it on. But then something happened with my equipment. So it goes figure. I helped somebody else out and then they kicked me out. So I had to go run like with the chicken with the head cut off and make sure that I was back on here. So that kind of sucked. But we're all here now. We're all here now, Al. And man, so how's life treating you lately? Here's what I want to ask you real quick here. Are you excited for the South Broadway Athletic Club to start holding a wrestling event again?
Definitely. Most definitely. The people in St. Louis have been thriving for wrestling to return. And finally, it has happened, which will be Saturday. I believe that date is April the 10th. I believe that's the date.
Yep.
New bell time. Doors are going to be opening up at 6 o'clock. And the first bell will ring at 7.
That's right. And I am all for that new time. I'm sorry, because, that's just great just to get, because, we don't want to get, we definitely love a good long night of action.
Right.
However we want to take that. But, it's a, we want to make sure we get all we can in. And then, of course, get somebody home at a reasonable time,
Exactly.
And if some of the guys want to hang out afterwards, hey, you got another hour to gain on that. So that's pretty cool.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so that's awesome, man. And I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, I'll be down there as well. And but we're going to move on. And here we go. Here we go.
You got it.
Like someone doesn't know. I know who that is. So we're going to start off here because we know about you, growing up, watching wrestling. But when you started watching live wrestling shows in St. Louis, it was during the era down at the Chase Park Plaza. So can you tell us your best wrestling at the Chase memory?
Down at the wrestling at the Chase, I would have to say the best matches I saw were Pat O'Connor and the legendary Lou Thez.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's how far back I
wrestled there?
Pardon me?
O'Connor and Thez wrestled there against each other?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, man.
Oh, yes. Yep. Yes, they did. Those were the days back there at Wrestling at the Chase. It was Coppola Productions, I believe it was called back then.
Yep.
And the auditorium in there was, maybe about 200 people, 150, 200 people. But it was a great time down there. It really was.
Awesome, man. That I just can't imagine because, think about the grace that and I'm going to pause real quick here. But I will say here, Al, I like how you're rocking the fedora. That's awesome. I like
Al
that.
makes everything look good. So,
yeah. So, hey. So apparently,
you got to admit this though, Ruby, that back then with Thez and O'Connor and everything, that was when wrestling was wrestling. Men were men and women were dripping.
Oh Lord.
Okay. You're my kind of man. There we go.
I'm letting it go.
Oh wow.
I dream about getting a nut rub from Scarlett Johansson.
But anyway, we're just gonna move on. Oh shoot. But no, that's awesome. Think about all the legendary names that were just down sitting in the studio. Just waiting to go and just tape. My God. And that place had to have been packed like all the time down there.
It was. If you didn't get down there early enough, you didn't get in. And when I mean get down early, I mean get down there before 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm serious. You had to get there super, super early to get in.
Yep. Wow, man. And can you recollect on when they actually when they let people in and when they started taping?
Oh boy, I can't go that far back. I can't recall. I really can't. I wish I could.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're like standing waiting in line for like 3 or 4 hours, even waiting to get in the door, that's dedication of a fan. I'll tell you that. Ooh. I'm going to float you over to our next question. So,
that'd be me now, right?
Yeah, that would be.
So you got your start in the business going back to 1986. Tell us the story of how you got your start in the wrestling business.
All right. I was never knew about the South Broadway Athletic Club. I was driving back from getting baseball tickets. I happened to see a sign up there that said professional wrestling. It was on a Friday night now. They were going to have it. And I thought, you know what? I think maybe I'll go check that out. And when I got in there, I happened to know one person. He's the late Tim Kern. Him and Tony Costa got the wrestling going on down there. And so I was in there, and after it was over with, I went up and introduced myself to Tim Kern. And he says, well, we come on down a week from Monday, and we'll talk. And we'll get you in the ring and see what you can do and what you can't do. You know, you're going to have to be trained and work out. And I did. And I really, really enjoyed it. I couldn't hardly wait to learn more. It just wasn't going in there for like maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks and train and hopefully you get a match. That didn't happen. You had to work at it. You had to prove yourself to them before they'd let you go out in the ring and prove yourself to the audience. And I really, really got into it. Now, I'll never forget my first match. It was against the late, great Tony Costa. Yeah. And as I was up there in the locker room, one person came over. It was my first match and said, "You're nervous, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes." "You a little scared?" "Yes." I was honest with him. And he said, "Well, I'm going to give you 2 words. 2 words you put in your head now, 2 words you keep in your head, and you keep saying them over and over and over through the whole entire match. Trust and respect. And you'll be fine." When I walked out and I saw the crowd there on a Friday night, believe me, I had butterflies. And I remember trust and respect, trust and respect. I'm not like back then. The guys would go around the ring like they still do, shake the hands. Not me. I looked like a stiff penguin walking into that ring. That's how nervous I was. And I got over there, and the referee, which was, I believe it was Bobby Patton then, or it could have been Terry Riley, after they checked for everything, just relax. All of a sudden, the bell rings. Now, how the hell am I supposed to relax? And here comes my opponent. And I'll tell you what, it was a fun match. After about the 30 seconds or so, I started loosening up, kept thinking trust and respect. Everything was good. They got upstairs when it was all over with. I had 4 people. I didn't even know them. Come up and said, "Good show." Shook my hand. "Good show. You did good for your first time." Because I really wasn't too sure if I wanted to continue on. If I would have got a lot of bad reviews, I probably would have gave up.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I just kept going and going and going. You know, you're speaking about the new guys. Let me give you a quick example here. Rough Cut, I remember you. I guess maybe you were 12, 13 years old, 14 years old, maybe. I'm trying to picture it. sitting in St. Anne's with your father.
Right.
First row to second row. It was, I forgot.
Yep.
And you kept really heckling me. And I was getting pissed. And I thought, listen to this young whippersnapper. He's really going off on me. Let's see if he's got it. If he can walk the walk, talk the talk, let's see if he can walk the walk.
Mm-hmm.
I snapped back at him, and I kept thinking, I wonder if this guy's going to try to be a wrestler. Sure enough, look what he is. He's wrestling. But that
He's
just
not
goes
good at
to
it.
show you how people get started. Like me, I was driving by South Broadway Athletic Club. I never knew what was inside. Next thing you know what I'm doing. He comes down with his father, sitting in the audience. Now look what he's doing.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show you what you can do and what you can't do. But I'm telling anybody that's out there that's going to try to get into the business, if you don't have trust and respect in yourself or anybody that's in that ring trying to help you, don't bother. Because you're wasting your time as much as his time. Always remember, trust and respect. That'll get you everywhere.
Yep, exactly. And what I can tell you, though, I'll just so I can clear that up, I was actually 17 at the time. It was at St. Anne Community Center. And,
Right. I remember.
Yep. I remember you had like an opening. Yeah, because my dad had just like this puzzled look on his face after you had like the opening bit or whatever, where you basically played to the crowd and then you basically told him to go fly a kite and then started off. And I'm looking at my dad and I'm like, what? He's like, I know that guy. I'm like, and I'm like, oh really, Dad? So that was, man, I remember that. I remember Taylor and Dustery working. I mean, the stud when he was Moondoggy, and oh my gosh,
Yep.
I think Max was down there as Clarence at the time. I mean, my God, Montana was down there, MC Slammer. I mean, we got a whole bunch of guys. I mean, that I remember that were down there. But no, I remember you though. Yeah, and I wanted to give you the beef. That's for sure. So.
There was another great moment I really enjoyed, and it was his first match too. And I was working for the promoter, Frank Reed. At that time, we were in St. Charles, and the place was called Stagton or Staketon, something like that, right off the Highway 70 there in St. Charles. When I got out there, two guys came up to me and said, hey, we like to get in the business. Okay. Well, you're talking to the wrong guy, but there's a guy you got to go talk to. Well, the one stood up, and I thought, holy cow, this guy's a giant. Well, anyhow, they got talking and that, and finally, about a month and a half or 2 months later, we were back out there again. Promoter came up to me, he goes, the guy's nervous. He says, I'm going to send you out there with him. You got to get the crowd ticked. Okay, no problem. That wrestler, who's now going to be going into the WWE Hall of Fame, was Kane.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
His first match, I got to go out there with him.
Wow.
With Kane.
Wow.
He got in the ring and he looked at me and he says, you know what? I'm looking forward to this, but I'm just a little nervous. I said, trust and respect. Keep your eyes on them. Don't worry about me. I'll take care of the crowd myself. They're my business. Well, I couldn't get the crowd to do nothing until all of a sudden I seen this kid over there that had an autograph, all kinds of wrestlers. Matter of fact, it was on a Cardinal poster. I went over and took the poster and I ripped it in half. That got the crowd going. That got Kane going.
Oh,
so
wow.
whenever I went somewhere and I had to do something, first thing I always did when I went out was I didn't worry about the ring. I didn't worry about the opponents. I watched the crowd. When I walked out, I was looking at the crowd the whole time. So I knew what area to hit, what area not to hit, what to say. Yeah, I still said it anyhow. But that helped myself, and it helped out the wrestlers, and the crowd enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what got going. And I honestly, I didn't think I could do it. I really don't. I really don't think I just couldn't believe in myself. And finally I did. And I just kept going and going and going and going. Next question.
No, but man, no, this is some great stuff. I mean, because we all know how Kane did really get started in the business, and it's awesome that you were there for his first match too. So, I know you mentioned Tony, and mentioned about the whole words trust and respect. But who are some other names that helped you along with your training and for both as a wrestler and eventually as a manager as well?
Okay. Let's start with the training. Gary Jackson, nighttime, whatever. Gary Jackson. Lunatic Max. Dump Truck Dave Perry. Ron Brewer.
Ooh.
Stan Hurley. Ricky Robinson. These are the guys that helped train. Got me going. Manager-wise, I watched one person, and to this day, he is number one in my books, and number one in a lot of places. Big Daddy.
Yeah.
I watched him. I'll never forget at the Brody match in Overland when Abdul tagged me to be his manager out there. Really? Now, you talking about nerves? Oh, my Lord. I wanted to go hide somewhere. I'm serious. Big Daddy was back there, and he sat me down, and he talked to me, and he says, you can do this. And he told me what to do. Have fun. Go out there and enjoy it. Yeah, I didn't realize how enjoying it was. I don't know what the hell happened to this phone here. Where do you guys go?
Oh, I'm here, man. I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. I'm just, I'm just letting you go.
I don't see you.
Because, let's kind of. GQ, you're still there. You're still with us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to we'll come back to that because there's a lot to be said on that. There's just a whole big story on that. But just a great resume of guys that helped you along with your training and all that. But yes. I'm sure probably your in-ring career was shorter than your managerial career. But what would you say that your best match was as a wrestler?
Oh, man. Okay. Oh. Bulldog Bob Brown. Ace Cowboy Bob Orton.
He's talking. He can hear you.
Okay. So he had Orton and Bulldog Bob Brown.
Another good match was Eddie Smith, the legendary late Eddie Smith. He was. I can't.
You guys okay over there?
We're hearing you good, Al.
Try that again.
We're hearing you good.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you. Is there?
All right, but I can't see you. Yeah, I can't see you no more.
I'm here, you can.
You see me?
I can see you.
Well, let's go on with the next question.
Okay. All right. So, all right, DP, I think you've got that.
Okay. Can you tell us the moment when you decided to dedicate your time in the business as a manager? I broke up during that, didn't I?
Yeah, you broke up real bad, brother.
Let me try that. I'll try it one more time. Can you tell us the moment when you decided to become a manager and leave the in-ring competition?
Let me say something about a manager's competition. What?
Hold on.
You know, at my age, you kind of lose the hearing here a little bit. So,
Yeah. He's talking about hey, do you remember the commercials for like the micro machines? You know that guy? I think he's kind of talking at that pace a little bit. Slow it down just a tad, GQ, and try it again.
Hold on a second.
Time's up.
Really, Dick?
April Fools.
Well, it looks like Al froze a little bit now too.
Oh my goodness.
We're just all having a blast today.
Yeah, we are, aren't we?
Okay, Al, can you hear me now?
you there? Yes, sir.
Okay, let's try this one more time. Can you tell us
You cut out.
the moment when you did to dedicate your time into the business as a manager and step away from in-ring competition?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in a match.
Are we good? Hey, Al, are you with me here?
Are you
Al?
there? Okay.
Al?
So,
Okay.
yes. Okay, so I met with Frank Reed, and then talking to Lunatic Max, he said, you'd be better off being a manager. And I said, all right. He says, what kind of a manager do you want to be? I said, I don't want to be no pom-pom cheerleader, so make me an asshole.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't want to be no pom-pom cheerleader, you know. And so that's where it took off at. Like I said, training was done by just watching people like Big Daddy. Oh my God. I'm serious. There is a number one manager right there. And then I learned from wrestlers. Yeah. Here's an example. If I was to manage you, never have done, but you've been in a business long enough and I came out with you, I would know what to do and what to say just watching you.
Right.
So that's how I got trained. And I kept all that in mentally, kept it inside my head.
Nice. Yep, absolutely. So I know sometimes the aspect of being a manager and being a wrestler can be they are different. I mean,
Yes, it is.
100% agree with that.
Yes.
Yep. So you've even said that being a wrestler is being a manager is even more difficult than a manager. I mean, being a manager is more difficult than being a wrestler. So,
exactly. Because the manager's life is more in danger because where is he? Outside the ring. That's why I say you got to watch what you say, but you study the crowd. Before you open mouth and insert foot, you study the crowd. And that's what I did.
Absolutely.
I didn't study it too hard, though, in St. Anne's with the riot starting.
I was going to ask, how many times did you almost get stabbed, Al?
I'll tell you what. I believe Rough Cut was there at that show. I believe. I can't remember. But, wow. I did my thing, and a parent thought I touched his son.
Oh, my goodness.
I never touched him. I never touch anybody out in that crowd. That's rule number one. Well, apparently the father thought I did, and next thing you know, we got actually a riot going on. They actually charged the ring. Not just him, a whole bunch. I had my worries. I had to take one out for real. Frank Reed had to jump in and tackle one that was going to come and hit me from the blind side. Next thing you know it, I'm sitting down at St. Anne's Police Department. The only thing that saved me was the chief was there at the show, one row behind the people supposedly that I touched, and said I never touched them. That's what saved me. That's why I say a manager's job, it's not easy. It isn't.
No.
You never know what's going to happen.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Because you got to worry about other outsiders, and sometimes barricades don't even do the trick.
No, they don't.
Much less.
Well, Al knows this. How many times have we worked shows when it wasn't barricade, it was magical twine? So
a lot.
Yeah.
I like one was in Hannibal. I got tossed out of the ring. And I got punched in the face. I wanted to know who the hell punched me in the face. I got to the locker room. I said, I want to know who punched me in the face. Well, they started looking around, asking around. I couldn't believe it. I got punched in the face by an old woman.
Was it your wife?
She jacked my jaw. Huh?
Was it your wife?
No, some old woman, some older elderly woman. She actually jacked my jaw.
Wow.
I mean, I went over the top rope, and the next thing you know it, I got somebody hitting me right in the face.
Oh, my gosh.
But again, you got to watch what you're doing.
Oh,
but those are the fun days. Those are the fun days.
Those were the fun days. Well,
yes.
Let me kind of bring you back to the other fun day you had in St. Anne, which was actually Frank's ever first show at Hake Middle School, going back to March of 1988.
Oh my God!
So you already had a scheduled bout that you had managed, and you thought you were done, but then you had the whole impromptu situation come up, and it led to a lot more. So kind of take us back to that day to let us know what happened with that involved Bruiser Brody and Abdullah the Butcher.
I just got done with the match prior to intermission. So I was heading back to the dressing room, and I thought, well, you know what? It's time for me to get out of this clothing. So the promoter came back there and said, Abdullah the Butcher wants you to come out with him as his manager. And like I said earlier, nervous and that, but Big Daddy got me through that, along with Lunatic Max, along with Gary Jackson. So when we got up there, I asked, what do I got to expect? Now Abdullah looks at me, he says, I don't know what to tell you there. Just be prepared. Be prepared. I thought, oh boy, I'm going to be out there with two crazy nuts. Okay. So I get my tuxedo back on. We go out there. Everything's going great. All of a sudden, I see Abdul over in the corner. Brody wailing away on him. There's blood on Brody, blood on Abdul the Butcher. So I stepped up on the apron. Wrong move. Wrong move. Oh boy, was that a wrong move. But anyhow, I'm trying to get the referee's attention, and the wrong one came over. Brody. He got a hold of me. Into the corner. Off went the tuxedo jacket. He takes it, tears it in half, and wipes the blood from his face on it. Goes over, wipes more blood on it from Abdullah. Comes back, chops me. Off the ropes we went, caught the boot, caught the knee.
Oh my God.
And I thought, okay, I got to get out of here. Now, these two guys are outside. Next thing you know, the sound equipment stage where all the equipment was at, that got knocked over with the speakers.
Oh.
They're up in the bleachers. I'm thinking it's time to get out of here. I got to get out of here. Well, I went the wrong way.
Oh, no.
here comes Brody. And I just, and finally, I was lucky. I sidestepped and boogieed right on, booked out of there. We got in the back. Here comes Brody. And I said, excuse me. But, you know, that was a rental tux. I mean, I rented that tux. That's showbiz, brother. I thought, oh, great. Well, the promoter, Frank Reed, he met me at the tuxedo place on Monday to return that tux. And the owner, I knew him previously, but he told me when I showed him the tux, he says, well, what do you want me to do with this? I don't know. He said, no, it's already ripped in half. Ain't gonna do me no good. It's all yours. Promoter says, well, how much do I owe you? And the promoter looked at me and says, this was ripped by King Kong Bruiser Brody. And I said, yep, the one and only. No charge. So all I had to do is return the vest, the shirt, and the pants. But again, that was a fun, well, it's laughable now. I can say it was fun now, but back then I was leery, very nervous.
My question is, do you still have the jacket?
No.
Damn.
No, I don't. No, I do not. I don't even know what happened to that jacket. I really don't.
Wow.
But that was interesting. And believe it or not, for a Sunday afternoon, that place was packed. I mean,
it was a different time.
That was one of the hottest matches that I've ever been in. And I enjoyed it. I really did. I learned a lot from that. One, not to get a rental tux anymore. But other than that, it was great.
Well, yeah. Well, one thing I know about that is because I know I was the only reason why I missed that show is because I was in a baseball league at that time, and I was in the middle of a tournament, and I couldn't get out of it. But I know there was like a also in St. Anne, there was like a plaza area that had like a card collecting shop that I had just gone into, and accidentally had run into Brody coming in there to sign autographs. So, I mean, I had his autograph, but now I don't know what I did with it, and I'm kicking myself in the teeth because that would be something.
Let me kick in the teeth for that one, Ruby.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Let me say. I'm a
13-year-old kid. What do you want me to do? You know.
Let me say something about that match. What was special about it too was I was the very last person to step in the ring with Brody from St. Louis, because it was shortly after that where he was killed.
Yeah, I know.
So that was something else.
Yep. And Vice, the Vice network was re-airing, or they were re-airing the whole Bruiser Brody thing last night, where the wife was watching, and she's like, is it sad that I'm more interested in what goes on behind the scenes of the old days than what's on WWE today? I'm like, absolutely not.
Yes.
Because these guys fought tooth and nail. These guys had actually had bitter battles with promoters, with guys who were trying to get over on one another for one reason or another, just getting into trouble. And sometimes, something like this needs to be known, because, you just don't know what, because my God, I mean, who knows in that era, if my career started in that era, who knows what the heck would have happened, Well, they bring back a lot of these older wrestlers, and what was on that Brody show besides Brody and Abdullah was Spike Huber. Yep. Mr. Electricity. Do you know who that is?
Oh, shit.
Oh, my goodness.
Does the name Steven Regal sound familiar to you?
Oh, my gosh. Really?
Yes, he was on that show.
God. I'm really kicking myself now.
And then later on down the road, here I'm in the dressing room with Chris Adams.
Yep. Gentleman Chris Adams.
Then I had a match with Bulldog Bob Brown in Hannibal, Missouri. At the Carpenters Union Hall. Who was it? Ace, Cowboy Bob Orton. I wasn't manager. I was actually in the ring wrestling. So, yeah, that brings a lot to me. It really does. And I have to thank two people, first of all. Tim Kern, the late Tim Kern, and late Tony Costa, because they're the ones that allow me to come into the South Broadway Athletic Club and learn the business, as well as the other promoters, as well as Frank Reed, Dino Gable. I think that was his last name. He's also passed on. Yeah. But that was a step close. I really appreciate everything that they taught me. I really do. And the wrestlers who helped work with me, not as just training me for wrestling, training me to be a manager.
Yeah.
And my kids will say, Dad, you're a good manager. Well, I appreciate that. Now, a lot of people will say that, but the greatest one of them all, like I says, is Big Daddy, and I learned a lot.
Yeah.
All right. You got any callers or any next questions? Because I'm getting thirsty.
Well, I mean, yeah, I come prepared, my friend. See, look, I got a GQ drink. You know, it says ugly, and I got a beer right here.
Yeah, shut up, fat boy.
Hey, I'm fat, but I can always lose weight. You'll always be ugly. But yeah, I mean, no, we've definitely got a handful of stuff here for you. But you know, I mean, as far as, because we heard some of the extreme stories already, what's going on. But in a typical match where nothing really is getting really out of hand, what are some of the things that Al Stevens would do to get back at a typical ringside fan who would antagonize you?
Wow. Let me think on that one. Whew. Wow.
Because I heard some stuff that you had done.
What? Well, let's see. I threw soda on people. I petted some woman's butt. I can't think of anything else.
I was heard that you actually not even wasted concessions on them, but you actually took their concessions and started eating them.
Oh, I did do that. Yeah, I took the popcorn from the kids. I took some beer, a cup of beer from somebody. I don't know who it was. Oh yeah, I did it all. I really did. Hey, when you're hungry and you're thirsty, you got to do what you got to do.
Because sometimes we never got paid at shows, so.
Yeah, I had to take it out somehow.
Coupons don't do the trick on every show, I'll tell you that. Just saying.
Speaking of that, of the concessions, back in the 80s at the South Broadway Athletic Club, do you know how we got paid on Friday nights after the wrestling show? Hot dogs and beer. Whatever hot dogs was
not even the hamburgers that they sold there, the hot dogs?
Whatever hot dogs was left over, that's what we got. Hot dogs, a bag of chips, and a couple beers. That was our pay.
Was it the Nathan's all beef, or did they have like the shredded and ground the raccoon meat with the pig mouth?
Oh, stop!
Hey, it's okay. I was gonna say, did he give you a handshake after handing it to you, saying good job? Hey,
no, they brought it up in a little box. They set it right up there on the table and help yourself. Then they left. Right. They just dropped it on there, and that was it.
Yeah.
But if you're in it for the money, forget it. If you're in there to have fun and entertain the people out there, that's it. That's all that counts.
Yeah.
You're going to have good shows. You're going to have bad shows. If you have a good show, great. If you have a bad show, you know it was bad. You know what you got to do the next time. And you shrug it off. That's all you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I will also say for those who have a larger vision, that you just got to be prepared to do a lot of sacrifice to get to the next level, even with today. Like I said, I know when I was promoting up in Evansville, Indiana, I actually came across somebody in Kansas City or a girl up in Kansas City who I booked a couple times, and she was also down at South Broadway too. You might have seen her. Her name was Brene, and she actually got the call to NXT, which is WWE's farm system or developmental program. So it can happen, but you got to be prepared with the drop of the hat. If they want you to come up there, you have to make arrangements to get there when they tell you to. Because if you don't, then your spot's going to be taken by somebody else, and you may not even get that call again. So it's sacrifice. I think
so. During your role as a heel manager, though, all the times you mentioned the old lady and this and that, what was the scariest incident that you faced in regards to the fans?
Again, let's go back to Brody.
The fans, not Brody. The fan. I know Brody was scary, but still.
Yeah, because fans are unpredictable. So anything. I mean, was there like a fan encounter that kind of put you on the edge of your seat?
Yeah. Hannibal wasn't too bad. I guess you could say one of the towns was Iowa. I dreaded going up there. I did go, but there's a couple that really wanted to get a hold.
Oh, did he freeze?
Okay, I wanted to make sure to say it wasn't me this time. So
yeah,
no, Mr. Fantasy, better known as Lunatic Max, and myself, and Gary Jackson, we were escorted out of St. James, Missouri, by the police.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. You did cut out a little bit before you said that with we were Mr. Fantasy and Gary Jackson getting escorted out by the police in St. James. But what
the three of us?
Yeah. What did the fans try doing to you? I mean, were they trying to get at you to throw?
Oh yeah, they were trying to get it. Yeah, they were waiting until I guess the match was over with. That's when they wanted to come and get us.
Yeah.
As we're trying to get out of the ring and everything else and get back. Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, we had to get out.
Wow.
We had no choice. Either check out of St. James or check into their jail. So
no, you don't do that.
Yeah. So we checked out.
Oh man. So we're going to skip ahead a little bit here to the late 90s. So you've had a storied feud between yourself and a morning radio show personality. So what events led up to you throwing a challenge out to Stephen DC in the morning?
Oh, boy. Okay.
His mouth is what did it.
Well, I'll tell you, actually, we were up at the water park, and I can't remember what town it was in. It was just outside of Hannibal. That's all I can
Gold Monroe.
Okay. And it was an outdoor match, and it was a hot day. Believe me, it was really extremely hot. And Lunatic Max, myself, were coming out, and I'm attacked by DC with one of them water guns, those blaster guns, constantly hitting me with water. No matter which way I went, he was hitting me with water. And I thought, oh, I can't do nothing. I could say something, but again, they're doing a live thing on the radio, and I'm thinking, ah, damn, my time's going to come. Well, it sure did. A few months later, I was up in the morning having coffee, and it happened to be DC's birthday, and Steve Shannon says, if any of you out there can recall a special incident or something special that happened with DC Chimes, please feel free to call in. Well, I did.
Famous last words.
Yep. So I got on the phone with him, and at first he said, I can't really remember you. And I said, well, I remember you. You're the one that blasted me with a water gun at the water park. And he says, oh, yeah, I wish I could get my hands on you again. Okay, here we go. Challenge accepted. Well, they had to go to a commercial break. Well, the producer back then was a lady by the name of Courtney Landrum.
Mm-hmm.
On the phone, and she says, "Oh, you are a dream. You are a lifesaver. Keep it up. We're going to do a show. We're going to do a wrestling show. Make the challenge." So I did. As soon as I hung up the phone, my phone rang big time. First one I got a call from was a guy named the drill instructor. "What the hell did you just do and say?" And I get one from Johnny Jett. Then I get one from Frank Reed. Well, finally, Frank Reed got in touch with this radio station, Kicks Radio, and we held it at the Arnold, what was the name of it? Arnold Eagles.
Yep.
That's what it was. 5 o'clock in the morning. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm absolutely
Hello?
here.
Yeah, we
I'm
hear
here.
you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyhow, what was I saying? We had it at 5 o'clock in the morning. The doors opened up, and it was Kicks Radio was doing it for a benefit for Heat Up St. Louis. Now, here it's a weekday, a work day, and it was on a Friday. A lot of people, some people either went to work late or just didn't go to work, period. But we had a good crowd down there at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I know. I was there.
You were there?
Yeah. Not working. I was there just watching.
I'll tell you what. He kind of gave me the scare, but DC did okay. I can say that. But yeah, that was a good match. That was a funny one. But we did raise some money. But and then we had him at the Union Hall again. Yeah, St. Louis Carpenters Union Hall.
Oh my God.
But yes, he got back in the ring. His tag partner was Bob Orton. I forgot who mine was. Forgot who my partner was.
So if I remember the match correctly, it was you teaming up with Johnny D.
Yes.
Going against DC and the drill instructor. And drill instructor had to work most of that match.
And Steve Sharp was the guest referee.
Oh.
Okay.
I remember that a little bit. As a matter of fact, on this, I think you can kind of see, the referee standing right there.
Yeah, I see that. I do. Yeah, what I remember about, because I was actually there that day too, I had to be there between like 5:15, 5:30. And getting gear because me and Brian James worked the first match of that show in the morning. So we were the first warm-up match, and ironically, it was probably one of the better matches I've ever had with Brian James ever. And it's probably had to be at least in my top 3 in my entire career to be, which is ironic. And then I had to hurry up and get out of gear, and then I had to go into work. Because I couldn't stick around because I had a real female dog for a supervisor back then, and couldn't do with me for half a day. You only get 2 hours. If you're here, you're late, and you're going to be docked for it. I'm like, whatever, shut up, bitch. So, but I wish I could have seen that match live and see how well that went. So
about as you would expect.
Well, yeah, but I just wanted to be there for the entire, the broadcast.
Exactly. Yeah.
I would have loved to be there, but it's it's a job I just gotten, and I didn't want to lose it. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. But que sera. But I'm glad that it's kind of funny how and I'm sure there were probably several radio spots leading up to that too, right? I mean, you had
there was a few.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, we were talking about you had to call into the Stephen DC show a few times before that match actually took place, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one I had was with WIL, and that was at a Sunday also. that was at the Cherokee Rec Center. And it was the two DJs, Debbie Connard and David Craig.
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah, well, Debbie Connors was starting to get on my nerves. So after I got in the ring, I lit my cigar and I went over and I blew the smoke in her face. Obviously, she turned around and slapped the crap out of me. Oh, yeah. I've had my runaround, my run-ins. But, you know, I've enjoyed my career. I really have. I miss being actually out there. I'm still involved with it down at the South Broadway Athletic Club, timekeeper and doing the sound music and all that. It's good to be still involved. I still wish I could still get out there, but I can't no more.
yeah.
Besides, I went out there and I did something very stupid back in, I guess it was, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years ago. I stepped back in the ring at the age of 69.
Oh,
Yeah. Herb Simmons and his wife, Mickey, the announcer, the camera guy was all setting up the stage. And at that time, there was a wrought iron rail there in front.
oh.
And I got tossed over the top rope and I just barely missed the rail. So I threw my hands out. And when I did, up went the table with the food with Herb and Mickey and Tony up there.
Oh my! Oh, wait a minute.
Oh yeah.
69 years old. You're getting your ass thrown over the top rope.
Yes, sir.
God, what are you, nuts? Holy crap!
Yeah.
Oh,
It was a dare.
it was
I
a
got
dare.
Well, actually, what it was, I was supposed to referee a match. Okay.
Oh,
But the
okay.
late great Tony Costa posted it on the poster, me versing what the heck was his name? I can't remember who it was. He was in a mask. But anyhow, yeah, that did it.
Wow.
That did it in for me. That's why I got the hip the way it is now.
Oh my goodness.
And it's all because of me. So, you know, they always tell you, you're going to know when you got to give it up. And once you do, you've got to stay that way. I just couldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought to myself, you know, I'm in pretty good shape right now for 69. I'm still healthy. I'm still driving a truck. I can do this, you know?
Yeah.
And so I told the promoter, I says, we can't make this a long match. He said, we won't. And he did. He didn't make it a long match. We didn't even go that far. That's when I went right over the top rope and I could not move. I could not move. Matter of fact, I missed work because of that.
Oh man. Yeah.
I mean, I should not have done that. You know your limitations, what you can do and what you can't do. And I've done that many a times, but I missed the rope. My hand didn't get out fast enough.
Oh man. Yeah.
So that did it right there.
Man.
You know, like I said, I'm still involved with it. I guess I will until the day I die. But right now, I enjoy my retirement, not just from the wrestling business, but from my regular job of 30 years. I love my camper. I'm with my grandkids. I'm with our great grandkids. You know, life is too short. And so I'll never make that mistake again by stepping into the ring.
Yeah.
Nor will I ever step around the ring as a manager.
Yeah.
I will do the timekeeping and the sound and be supportive, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I'm trying to find something here real quick. Hold on.
real quick.
It may be a little quicker or a little slower, but
Yeah, well, okay. Well, while you're doing that, I will say, Al, that I do remember, and I will say for everybody else here that if it wasn't for Al Stevens, kind of pushing me to make the to push the interest again, I probably would not even be part of MMWA. He was actually at a RCW show in Litchfield in June of '98, where I think it was like JCJ I faced, or DC Shaw, whatever he calls himself. But
that's what I'm trying to find those pictures from.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Just so you actually were with me at ringside one time when my wife couldn't make it once.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was you with Al versus DC Shaw or JC, whatever his name was. And as soon as it'll click,
Oh yeah.
me with that manager.
Oh, okay. That's why I thought. That's why I kind of remembered this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So technically, that's the last time that Al even managed as well.
Look
We
at
almost came to blows. We almost came to blows.
Yeah, you and Al. Yeah,
Yeah.
you and Al swinging chairs. Yeah, that's a hazard for the crowd. You guys, one of you guys would lose grip trying to swing, and someone's going to get smacked in the head.
But you got to think about it like this, though. Frank Reed found out the hard way. Don't give Al the mic. We talk about making people squeal like a pig, and I'm hearing this. I'm like, that's not fan friendly. I don't think that should be said.
Sure, you got a pretty mouth.
So with all joking aside, while it was still on opposite sides, that was probably one of the high spots that I was glad to actually have in my career, because I was able to be in the ring with Butch Fletcher one time. I was able to be on the opposite side of the ring with you one time. Now I just got to kick Freddie Jacobs' ass, and then I got a trifecta there.
There you go. There you go. Well, I want to take you back here to later on in '98, around June. It's a show in Overland here, and I want to see if you remember this. We had a supposed, like, your last match, or even I think it was staged for your retirement from wrestling at that point as well, with your wrestling KC Cowboy. So at that time, I mean, were you content with yourself with making that choice to try to step away? And what made you want to come back in some capacity after that happened?
Well, excuse me. I made that choice because it was like telling me inside, it's time to get out. I was in my 50s, I think.
Yeah.
It's time to get out. And I said, okay. I thought to myself, I can do this. I'm going to step out. Well, I did. And I stayed away from the business. Not long at all. And I started feeling it. Now I want to make a comeback. I want to make a big comeback. And I had that chance to do it. I can't recall where the next show went, or I can't recall where we went with it and how it happened, because you're going back a lot of years. But now that I'm out of it, nothing can talk me into going back into it. Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what your limitations are, and mine are up. And besides, if I got back in that ring right now, next week, next month, every one of my kids will be there waiting for me to beat me over the head. I'm telling you. They don't want me getting hurt no more. They said, this is it, Dad. You've had your time. You've enjoyed it. They enjoyed it. Now relax and be with your family. And that's what I'm doing.
Yep, exactly. So, a great thing of, and then that was also a night, like I was there too. I want to say maybe Bob with Orton and Hacksaw Butch Reed, I think, also worked that show too, if I remember that correctly. And then of course that was me getting my second heavyweight title from the drill instructor that night too. So big night in Overland overall.
Yes.
And also during that night, because I know Bob was there, because walking through with this Hazelwood Central class of '98 jacket with kind of shying away from the boys was a young Randall Orton who just graduated. So it's like, wow, it's like, back then and now you're looking now like, wow, what happened? Yeah. Kid makes it, and we're still plugging away in the local scene. So who knows? Oh my gosh! Okay, I think you're.
So now that you're retired from wrestling and work, what's a typical day for Al Stevens, and what things do you enjoy doing that bring you, happiness to your day?
Okay, that's real easy. Like, we'll start right now with today. My oldest daughter called me up yesterday and wanted to have breakfast. So I met her for breakfast along with my granddaughter and along with my great-grandson. Beautiful morning. A little cool, but went to Denny's, had a nice breakfast, a lot of coffee. Typically, we try to get together at least once a week or every other week. My grandsons and great-grandkids, I got 2 of them that live down in New Orleans. When they come up, I enjoy being with them. My youngest daughter, Kimmy, they also got a camper up at the same campground, and she recently just gave me a new grandson, almost 2 years ago, almost, not quite. So being together with them, my youngest son, being with him and his family and grandkids, retirement is really great. It really is. You don't have to have a lot of money. Sure, you should have some to enjoy your retirement, but if you do it right over the years, you'll be able to do that. But I'm enjoying it. I don't have no alarm clock no more. Hell, I wouldn't even know how to set the alarm clock. I'm serious. My wife still works. Thank God. Oh, Lord. When she retires, I might get back into business. I don't know. Holy cow.
Oh, my God.
No, but, I'm lucky. I've got. She did you hear that? She heard it. Yeah, I'll kick your ass.
Put her in her place, Al. You can.
You damn right. Woman, sit down and shush your mouth and just keep your ears open. Nothing else. Matter of fact, bring me something to drink.
Oh, my God.
Tell her to make you a cheese sandwich, too.
Oh,
But you cannot come where I'm at. I'm in New York City right now, so you can't visit me here. I don't have a couch for you. So
No, but
goodness.
no, retirement is really good. I went traded for the world. I really went, and I'm enjoying it completely. I'm in my middle 70s now, so I kind of take it easy and be with the family as much as I can. Do very little around the house. I mean, today I had to do some work because my wife did not take the trash out. I had to get up and take the trash out.
oh, what the hell?
Yeah,
Take away her pay.
Huh?
Take away her pay.
I'll take away something else. I can't say that on the phone.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's all right, man.
I'm gonna let that one go too. I'm letting it. Yeah, we're done with that one. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
I got a good wife. I really do. She's taken very good care of me, and she's been a big part of our family. And with her 2 children, they keep us busy also. So we enjoy it. Yeah, we're fine.
Awesome. So, out of all the time that you've been involved with professional wrestling inside and outside the ring, is there any moment or accolade that you would consider as your greatest achievement?
Yes, I got one.
Okay.
I can't recall what year this was. I know it was in the 90s. I know that. Maybe towards the late, maybe, I don't know, middle, late 90s. I did a show at the St. Louis Carpenters Union Hall. All proceeds went to Make-A-Wish Foundation. Had the support of Make-A-Wish. I had a lot of help. A lot of wrestlers donated their time. I had a band playing there. We had concessions running from hot dogs to cotton candy to popcorn, the band. And I know how kids are. Back then, the biggest thing on TV was Barney the Dinosaur. So I had Barney the Dinosaur there. I can't recall how much money that we made for Make-A-Wish. We had a good crowd at the Union Hall. But when I heard the total, that really took to me. It really got to me. I could not believe we did that well. I mean, sure, we had to pay. We had a gentleman where I work at. He was able to get a hold of one of his friends from the St. Louis Blues, donated hockey pucks, sticks.
Oh, wow.
Tickets. So that helped out. And it made me feel so good when I left that building that night, what we did for Make-A-Wish. So that was, I guess you'd say that's the highlight of my career.
Well, that's,
and yes, I wrestled on that card, and yes, I managed on that card.
wow.
But yeah, it was unbelievable. And the people in Make-A-Wish were so graciously involved with us, helping me get this thing going. The band, they donated, the guys come in, they did for free. I think it was like for 2 hours before the show started, where people were coming in, meeting Barney the dinosaur, and things like that. So it was great. It really was.
No,
I figure it's time to get back to the community. It really does. They've given to me, now it's time for me to give back to them.
Well, that's awesome.
And I still stay involved with the St. Louis Carpenters Union Hall with the retirees club. I was president of that for 6 years. I'm still a member down there. I'm a sergeant of arms down at the South Broadway Athletic Club. So I'm staying busy, and I'm trying to stay healthy. I am, other than this hip problem I got.
Yeah.
I can't get it done until after this pandemic is almost completely done.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll definitely wish, if you decide to get like hip surgery or whatever the case may be, definitely we'll definitely keep you in our thoughts and prayers. Is whenever you do recover from that. And
I will say one thing.
Mhm.
From my point of view as a manager and everything, I think your second greatest moment was back-to-back inductions into 2 different Wrestling Hall of Fame, the RCW one and the Midwest Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Yes, all in the same year too. That was really a shock to me. And I know that you got to get voted in by the other members of the Hall of Fame on both sides. And it's just not one person say, okay, you're going in. Well, it's not the way it works. You nominate and you keep nominating people. Then they take so many and they cut it down to so many, and then cut it down and cut it down. And yes, I was lucky to get in with RCW, which is over in Illinois, and then turn around back in February, I believe it was, or January, somewhere around there, and got into the Midwest Hall of Fame. And that was really an honor.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah. So I mean, with you reaching out and doing the, trying to do the shows for trying to give back and just kind of giving back to the guys in the business to try to pass along, your knowledge, and just with the way that you as far as your performance outside, at a show. I mean, all those put together definitely should put together a terrific resume for a Hall of Fame. And I'm glad that you did get in the class of 2019 for Midwest Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Oh,
also CW.
I couldn't be more happier. I'm in there with people like Herb Sims, late Tony Costa, the Bomb, Brian James, Alan Ward, Big Ben, Keith Smith, Gary Jackson, Lunatic Max. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better than that. And then with RCW, holy cow, was there a lot of memories, an awful lot of memories there. I was so pleased and honored that I got installed and picked to be in the Hall of Fame, on 2 Hall of Fames.
Yeah, well, that's definitely in the same year. That's pretty awesome to have that honor. So,
yeah.
So I mean, all of those great achievements led up to to those accolades for you as well. So, now, even though, you're pretty much, most of your career, you're pretty much a heel or bad guy when it comes to being at ringside. But is there a memorable fan experience that has stuck with you that you can share with us?
Oh,
In a positive light,
okay. Yes, there is one, and it was very emotional to me. And I was lucky I could even handle that, hold back on it. Going back to the Make-A-Wish Foundation at that show, they had brought some kids in from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, that we were raising money for their dreams, whether they wanted to go to Disneyland or to the Cardinal baseball game or whatever. And I had one sitting in a wheelchair, had a piece of paper, wanted an autograph. So I give a real nice autograph. Wanted to get a picture, okay? I picked that child up and I lost it. That child had no legs. I lost it.
Oh, man.
Now I'm trying to hold it together for this boy to, I can't recall if it was somebody from staff from Make-A-Wish or if it was one of a relative. I had to hold it together for that little boy and myself to get our picture taken. And I told whoever took it, if you're going to get that picture frame, before you do, bring it down and I'll autograph it again. Call me. I'll meet you somewhere in the autograph. I never did hear from him. I really didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a highlight. That was an emotional one. And once I put that child down, guess where I had it? Out of sight.
Oh, man.
That was tough. That was really tough.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, something, sometimes, things that come out of the blue that we don't expect get the best of us. And, I mean, really, trying to be in the professional light, trying to stay in your, your character and all that is sometimes it is difficult for that to do. And, but I'm glad that, you got something like that. And, as far as making, for those who, with the boy who wanted to take the picture with you. So, I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was that intermission. I believe it was intermission. I was getting close to intermission being over with. I think that's what it was. But yeah, that was something else. Other than that, GQ, you have been very quiet. That's very unusual for you. Usually you got the mouth to the south. What have you been up to?
For that one, that gets the respect of being quiet and listening to that. So.
Okay.
But I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this question, though. I really am. Usually, I hate getting stuck with this question. Ruby always does it to me, but this one I actually want to ask for once. Is there a funny or memorable story that involved yourself and some of the other wrestlers that you'd be willing to share? In other words, tell a road story that you can tell that won't be divorced.
There was two of them. Let's start with we'll start with one in Hannibal, Missouri. Right after the intermission, they had Jello wrestling. They put Jello. Yeah, they had plastic laid down inside the ring, and they had Jello in there, and there was a couple of women. Well, here I'm getting undressed, and that good old friend of mine, Lunatic Max, picks me up. All I got on is a pair of boxers. Carries me out there and throws me inside a Jello. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, the crowd loved it. Kick his ass. I couldn't even stand up. Every time I tried to, I go right back down again. And then the other one was, this was back in the late 90s. There was a lady by the name of Joni who has Joni's restaurant and Joni's to go.
Oh, yeah.
She decided to put on a benefit wrestling match. The benefit something had to do with children up in the North County area. Can't recall what the name of that was, but
St. Jude's?
It was, no, it wasn't St. Jude's. Gosh darn it. Oh, well, it'll come to me. Anyhow, It's spaghetti wrestling. Okay. So, okay. So the first year it was packed, literally packed, and it went good. The following year, she decides to do it the same week as Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras Grand Parade and all that was on a Saturday.
No.
She decides to do this. She decides to do this on a Wednesday. So anyhow, she says, we had special judges. We had Smash down there. I believe he was really actually the only one. But other than that, she said Channel 2 wants to come down here at 5 o'clock in the morning and promote the spaghetti wrestling. Well, it was Timmy Azell.
Oh no.
So I'm sitting now. We got this, I guess maybe about 10 of us at South Broadway at that time in the morning. We had folding chairs up. We're being quiet and all that. You could hear Timmy Azell on the microphone saying, I wish I could kick some butt and all this and that. Well, good old late, great Tony Costa put me right in the middle of that one. Here we got a camera. Here we got a cameraman on Tim Azell while he's talking live to the studio on TV. Tony says, get him. I said, do what? He says, go get him now. Don't let him see you. Get him. So I guess the cameraman kind of looked at me, and I kind of gave him a signal like to move over or something, and he did. So I took him down like a football player. I mean, I hit him hard like a tackle. He went down into the pool, a little bitty baby pool. And so naturally he gets out and he takes off, right? So now he comes back in the next segment and he says he's accepting a challenge. I didn't think he would. So now I got to wrestle Timmy Azell in a big old round pool of spaghetti and sauce.
Oh, man.
Yep. So he did it. We got up there and he's all set and this and that. And he says, is there anything I need to do? And I says, yeah. 1, keep them socks on. 2, when you get in that pool, don't try to walk. You got to crawl because it's going to be like ice. You're walking on ice. It's slick. And he didn't listen. Down he went, right? So we hadn't even started yet. Now we're going, and there's only 3 rounds, and the crowd judges. They're actually the main judge by applause.
Right.
So we're right at the last one.
So, Al? Still with us, bud?
He burped for a second, I think. Give it a second to catch up.
But okay, here goes the Pied Piper, buddy. You're going to play.
Al, hold on
Not
a
even to
second.
stir him. That knocked the wind out of me.
Hey,
Al, start that one
real
over
quick.
again because you cut out for a second. So
The whole damn thing.
yeah, Ruby,
Well, just go back.
Ruby-
Go back to the part after Tim Azell had slipped,
and he didn't listen.
and he
Okay.
didn't listen.
Okay. Yeah, he did not listen. Well, we started. Everything was going fine until we got to the very end on the third round, rather. He grabbed a hold of me and squeezed me and got the wind knocked. I mean, he's literally taking my wind. So I had to give him an elbow in the sternum. That got him loose. Then as I tried to get up, all I want to do is just get up on my knees to kind of scoot around to the side. He decides to try a clothesline.
Oh man.
Ow. That's not. He burped again.
I burped too, but I don't think that. So we tried to clothesline, and then what?
Well, he got me right on the Adam's apple.
Oh man.
Yep. So it was over with. Naturally, the crowd voted for him. Okay. But Joni raised a lot of money down there for that organization. It had to do with kids, which was a great ordeal. I mean, it was like $20, and it was a spaghetti and meatball dinner along with a salad. garlic bread, and spinoni. I think that's how they pronounce it. Ice cream.
Yes, Pomoni. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good stuff.
That's the spaghetti wrestling. All the bars and clubs in the Soulard area all got involved. Nurses from Missouri Baptist, Mercy, St. Anthony's. I said Barnes. Where's the other ones?
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's Hospital all got involved in that.
St. Vincent.
St. Vincent's was the name of the organization. That's what it was.
Okay.
So, yeah, again, giving back to the community. So that's something that anybody who gets involved in this professional business, they need to stop and think. You're not out there just for yourself. You're out there for the people. And when you're doing that for the people, you got to give something else back to them. Whether it be a charity match, a wrestling match, whether it be a dance, a karaoke, a trivia, whatever. You got to give back to the community.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, am I getting thirsty.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
And
but,
that's all right.
So can you tell me, I mean, because I've never been to the spaghetti matches, was it a like a butter or olive oil based? Was it red sauce based?
Red sauce.
Hello?
I think you put him to sleep, Ruby.
I don't know if he could what the hell? I don't know what to say. Ow!
What?
Why? Hey. Oh my goodness! Come on, Al. I was asking about the spaghetti. Was it like an olive oil base, or was it like a red sauce base?
Wait a minute. It was red sauce. Red sauce.
Oh, nasty.
Yeah, red sauce. I'll tell you one thing that happened that I didn't realize I did it. There's another wrestler that got in there. His name was Gino. And he wanted more sauce poured on him, okay? Not just in the tub, but on him. I grabbed the wrong one. It was hot sauce. Boy, lit him up like a firecracker.
Oh, yeah, I bet so.
Right on top of the head, too. Woo-wee.
Oh, my God.
I didn't read the label.
Apparently not. Wow. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Whew. Wow. Man, but no, that is some good stuff, man. And you know, so some of these stories that involve you, I mean, my gosh, I mean, just having pictures in my mind of what those would be, as far as everything that you told here tonight, man, my God, just some great, awesome stuff.
I know the bad thing though is we could tell more stories. I think half of them would get us kicked off of Facebook. The other half would probably have warrants issued for people. So.
Yeah, but all I know is let's see, there was one of our new refs that's going to start in MMWA, Michael Lilly, chimed in. He said that I remember one time after a Hannibal Holiday show, my wife was pregnant at the time, and some drunk guy kept getting near her, and I was ready to beat the guy because he was afraid that the drunk guy was going to fall into his pregnant wife. So apparently you were getting mad at a stupid drunk up at Hannibal at a holiday show one time.
Yeah, see, that's why I say you just got to watch what you do and say. That's why I've always was taught the best by, hey, play the crowd first. Don't play them first. Just study the crowd when you go out there. And that's what I always did. I never said anything. I just look at them, and I could tell just by the expression on their face. Then I could tell as soon as I walk out, if I've been there more than twice at that same place, they knew what to expect, so they got me right off the bat. So I knew, hey, okay, we're going to hit this area first. And I was already told by a couple of the wrestlers, Al, stay away from that area over there. So you're kind of watching each other's back.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I knew what to say and what not to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
And I think Ruby only wanted to know what kind of sauce it was because he was getting hungry.
Yeah, you damn right I was. I still am.
Well, Al may be hungry. I'm fine, man. I think this ugly drink is suppressing my appetite, and it kind of helps. So, thanks, GQ, for the marketing idea. That's awesome.
I know your wife's had some health problems. How's she doing?
Oh no, Trisha's doing fine. In fact, I was on WPW's Beyond the Curtain last night.
Good.
And we had to talk about some managers that I'm using there. And I wanted to reiterate to them, and I also want to reiterate to everybody else that sure, I've got an advisory panel, but my wife is my main one that sticks with me at ringside, and I'm really hoping come April 10th she's going to be there with me as I wipe out Purple Passion in 3 minutes. I mean, Kate.
Well, let me put it this way to you. You don't have to worry about your wife. Right here, I'll be there. They also call me Dr. Feelgood. Roman hands and Russian fingers.
Oh my God. And she's off to the side listening to every word you're saying now.
Yeah.
You sure know how to make a woman laugh and blush at the same time. So. Oh my goodness.
Hey,
Boy.
she would actually enjoy being in touch with somebody with hair for once.
Whoa.
Kind of like this.
Oh, God, come on now. Oh, my gosh.
I found it.
Oh.
Yeah. The whole.
That's so bright.
The whole.
Not so much, but that's bright.
Oh, my God. No, GQ. Yeah, that's I'm not going to say any more about those pictures, GQ.
We just lost Al.
Yeah, I think so. I think that I was going to say, hey, Al.
The blonde photo probably scared him off because, that's ugly.
Well, that would put a virus on something, wouldn't it? It's kind of funny. He jumps off and we get like 2 more new viewers. What the hell's going on with this whole thing? Oh, very funny. Very funny. Very funny.
Hello.
The hair on his back don't count.
Do what?
We're not talking about you, Al. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we definitely want to thank you for being on the show tonight, Al. It was a pleasure and then some.
I appreciate you asking me to be on the show. You're doing a very good job. GQ, keep up the good work. You're doing great.
Yeah.
And you're going to be there one of these days, bud. You're going to get there. You're doing good. Rough Cut.
Yes,
I guess I'll see you on the, was that the 10th? I guess that's it.
It will be the 10th. Yes, it will be the 10th. And also next week, I'm going to try to get one MMWA wrestler here next week. Maybe some other MMWA wrestlers will want to call in. We definitely want to push the show for the homecoming at South Broadway Athletic Club. Once again, doors will open at 6. Bell time is at 7. All tickets were $10. Well, I can tell you the price, but it's not going to matter because it's sold out.
That's exactly it. Correct.
Yep.
It is sold out. We got rid of half the tickets on a Saturday, and I think by Monday or Tuesday, she called me and she said, they're gone.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
But Al, I definitely do want to thank you very much that you joined in here with us tonight. Some great stuff. Sorry nobody called in. I mean, we had the lines open, but hey.
That's all right. No problem. No problem.
Yeah.
They heard their name, Al Stevens. They said they probably want to stay away from him because they've already dealt with me. No, that's fine. No, I understand. I appreciate you having me on and continue the good work. Get out there and preach the Lord's Prayer and remember, give back to the community.
Absolutely. Well,
I'm there for you, Rough Cut, and GQ. I'll be there as well for you.
All right. Well, Al, I appreciate that very much. GQ, any last words?
Nope.
All right. Usually he does.
That's unusual.
Yeah. Now
I know not to try to out-talk somebody that's on the show right now. So, I'm done.
Right.
Normally he has diarrhea to the mouth.
I took an X pill. It's okay. I'm good.
All right.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode number 31 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast, featuring multiple Hall of Famer, the great Al Stevens. And we will be back here next week, same time, same channel, with somebody else. So with that being said, I'm going to close out with the song here tonight. So everybody have fun, and we will